What's up everyone? In your BB headline tonight, a showmance that claims not to be a showmance, and the veto ceremony takes place and pretty much seals the fate of one house guest on the block. We've got lots and lots to talk about, guys, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright folks, let's start at the very beginning of the day where we have another Final 2 form. This time it was in the form of Derek F and Kyland. Now, of course, Final 2 deals are something that if it gets offered to you in Big Brother, you just kind of take it. I mean, I can't really think of many occasions where people have gone, screw you and your F2, you know, because you can't do that. You know, listen, if someone comes to you with an F2, you've kind of got to say, yeah, I'll take it. Whether or not you take it seriously, though, is up to you. And Derek F and Kyland as an F2, I don't necessarily think is something that is going to be taken seriously. I think Derek F is panicking at the fact he is, you know, he's losing his right-hand man Frenchie this week. So he's trying to cover all angles and basically try and find more ins for himself in the house. I don't necessarily think Derek F's going to be a target for a few weeks yet, but he might end up being a bit of a floater, sort of the wild card, because I don't necessarily think the Jokers are going to stick by him either. So I guess you've got to hand it to him for at least trying fast and, you know, making ground before Frenchie's gone, essentially. So he's working fast, and props to him for that. But speaking of Frenchie not even gone yet, of course there's more fireworks happening with Frenchie. I mean, like, can we expect anything else? So he's in the HOH room with Kyland and Xavier, and he pretty much says in front of Xavier and, well, to Kyland, but Xavier was there. He was basically saying, I wish you'd let me sit next to a man on the block. So basically he said he can go out like a champ. I think that was a random choice of words that Frenchie went for there. I don't know quite what he means. I don't know if he means that, like, he doesn't stand a chance against Britini, like, to stay, so he's just trying to find an in and just trying to get in there. But I mean, on face value, it does sound quite offensive him saying that he'd rather sit next to a man, because it sounds like sitting next to a woman he won't go out like a champ. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Definitely a questionable moment. Okay folks, now the main attraction of the day, or one of the main attractions of the day, was of course the veto ceremony, and we found out yesterday that Derek X did indeed win the power of veto. He is well on his way to become the brand new veto king if he continues to go this way, but we shall see. But right now what we've got to talk about was the power of veto used? So ladies and gentlemen, the power of veto was not used this week, leaving Frenchie and Britini nominated on the block, and one of them will leave the house on Thursday night. So yeah, I bet it came as no surprise to all of you guys, or many of you guys, 90% of you guys, that the veto was not used, and I guess it's easy to predict. Obviously this is Big Brother, so we can expect the unexpected, but it's easy to predict who will be heading home this week. Little hint, it's not going to be Britini. Frenchie, we know, has caused many ripples and waves in the house over the past however many days it's been, because it feels like it's been about 852 with Frenchie in control. I'm joking, guys, it's day 14. But I just think it's safe to say Frenchie's going home this week. There's not much else to it, and to be fair, I mean, I know hindsight is a wonderful thing, but he should have rolled that dice on night 1, and then he would have been safe right now, and Frenchie would have been going into week 3. But then again, that would change the whole cost of the season, because thus he wouldn't have been head of household should he have took that gamble and rolled the dice. So things always just have a random way of working out, you know. Just little tiny things like that can really change the course of anything in life in general, not just in Big Brother. Just, it's the butterfly effect. Just one little thing can change the course of everything. Who knows? I mean, Travis might not have even gone. Travis probably wouldn't have gone last week if Frenchie wasn't head of household, and who knows, we could have seen Frenchie on his path to becoming 3rd place, 2nd place, even 1st. I know that's a stretch. That is probably very unlikely. But it's just the whole point of how one little event can change the course of everything. And this is definitely one of those times where Frenchie should have took the gamble. He should have took the damn gamble, and then he would have been safe for this week. But as I said, hindsight is a wonderful thing. And I saw him and Derek F chatting at one point, talking about returnee seasons and all-stars and stuff like that. And I think Derek F was like reassuring him, saying, like, you know, you never know, you might end up like back on like an all-star season or something like that. I think on the outside world, we know he probably won't. Unless CBS want him back for the mayhem and the chaos. But I think we know he probably won't be back. But there you go. It's just, you know, they were sort of talking about that. And Frenchie, I think, realises his time's up, and he's trying to come to terms with it as well as he can. So Kyland did kind of touch on the Derek F Final 2 thing. He kind of confirmed to us that he would like to go to finals with him. I don't know if there's any truth to it. I mean, Carlin seems like a straight shooter, so I do think that if he says that, he's probably going to try and put it into effect. But also, we've got to remember how tight he is with SB, with Sarah Beth. I think he will take her very far as well. But the fact that he sort of talked about how wanting to take Derek F to finals and taking SB as far as he can, as much as that is kind of like, whoa, it's just fantastic to see people wanting to play the game. Yes, he's got that tight relationship with Sarah Beth, who he's probably closest with in the damn house, but he's willing to cut her to get the money. That's what Big Brother is. We want to see this sort of stuff, and this is incredible. And I was kind of impressed, because I just think when people say that sort of stuff, you know, you're not playing for somebody else, or you're playing for a friendship. Like, I couldn't necessarily say I could go in there and do that. It really depends until you're in there. Listen, anybody who says that, you can't tell until you're in there, because you don't know what relationship will form or friendship will form. So it's difficult to say, but if you look at things at face value, you don't know these people before you go in, and realistically, you should be playing for yourself and playing to get the money for yourself. You know, there was a famous quote on Survivor, I think it was on Heroes versus Villains, where Tom Westman said something like, "Tonight we make our move, tomorrow we make our apologies." And that, to me, sums up how all these reality shows should play with Survivor and Big Brother, because the game isn't real life. The game isn't real life, and and it's hard to separate emotions, but you should play the game what's best for you. You make your move, and then you make your apologies to the person you voted out when you're out the house or when you're out the game. And then you can essentially say, or you can find out really if these people still want to have a relationship or friendship with you after the game. Shows if it's really a true one. Because they'll also realise it's just a game, but the friendship and relationship means more. So just to reiterate, I'm just very, very impressed with Kylan for saying that, because I wouldn't have guessed he'd be the sort of person to cut Sarah Beth. So to hear him say that, I'm going to give him a round of applause. I'm literally, clap along with me, ladies and gentlemen, because that is just, we're seeing people play, and it's fascinating, and it's brilliant, and it's marvellous, and it's everything extraordinary. Thank you, Kyland. Okay, so our next update on TB23. Did I say TB23? That's right, The Bachelorette 23. Alyssa and Christian continue to claim that they are not a showmance, and there are just people going around left, right, and center. It's Brent talking about who likes him, and it's like watching Love Island or The Bachelorette. Like, it seriously is. It doesn't even feel like Big Brother when people are going like this. It's like there's no game talk from them. They're literally just talking about who likes them and what's their type. It's so like, oh, it's not infuriating. Just from the fact I lost words there just shows you how annoying it is to watch this sort of thing. Like, it's like these people, like, it's fascinating to watch the people who actually want to talk about the game. Watching Tiffany, watching Claire, watching SB, Kylan, all, you know. And then you've got a side of the house where, yes, there's a little game talk, but to name a few, I would say Alyssa, Christian, Xavier, Brent, and Whitney. They continue to just talk about kind of relationships and you know, who their type is. And listen, you should have gone on Love Island if you wanted that. This is the Big Brother house. We want to see strategy, and we want to see gameplay. And you know, they continue. Alyssa and Christian continue to say they're not a showmance, yet they are literally joint at the hip, 24/7 in that house, snuggling with each other, sleeping with each other. Not literally, but you know, sleeping in the same bed together. And you know, it's just. It's a showmance. There's no way of going around that. And, you know, there was points of the day where Brent was acting like, I don't know, it was just really annoying the way he was going on sometimes. He was kind of, you know, the way he was talking about people and just relationships in general was kind of weird. I think he kind of is the type of person who thinks that everybody worships him. You're always going to get people like that. Everybody's met those sort of people in their lives, you know, through, whether it's been through school or university or work, or just, we've all met those sort of people where they just think that they are the best thing since sliced bread. And Brent totally gives off that vibe to me. I'm not going to sit here and be a total dick about him, but I just think it's kind of just the way he speaks about people is kind of disrespectful sometimes, and it's kind of, yeah. Listen, it's not me being nasty to Brent. It's me just saying I just think there's a better way of... Listen, we haven't got a problem with Derek X going on a certain way, or Kyle, and they're not speaking about people in a disrespectful way. They're doing it in the right way, and they're being respectful people doing it. So I don't know. Same goes for just probably the majority of the house. I just think Brent isn't cut out for Big Brother. He's more of a Love Island player. So yeah, let's just say that. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the rest of the day. There wasn't that much game talk. It was very much kind of mellow and people just vibing out. And because I think people just realised this at this point anyway, it's Frenchie going out the door this week. There's not much else to it. So it's kind of just people chilling out. Frenchie kind of still going on this spiral of saying goodbyes to everybody and being all, I think he thinks America might throw him a bone, all that sort of stuff. But it's kind of game over for Frenchie. And do you know what? It's going to be game over for all these Love Island players soon as well if they don't actually realise that they're playing Big Brother. So that's my take on that. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. I think we've got another 3 days of craziness before Thursday night to go. Even though we kind of know it's Frenchie that's going to be happening, we can still expect the unexpected into regards of what will actually be happening in the house until that happens, because I'm sure Frenchie will get up to more mischief and cause more entertainment on the feeds for us all to see. The feeds have just been fascinating to watch these past couple of weeks, and I hope it continues to be that way. And the same goes for the season. I'm overjoyed with watching this season so far, and it's fantastic. I'm just sat there in amazement every single time I turn on the feeds or watch the episodes. I just think it's brilliant, and I hope you guys think that too, because it's just been one hell of a season so far. I'm literally tweeting about it all the time on my Twitter, just talking about how much I love it, and just basically having fun with the season. So it's just brilliant all over, guys. But again, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate every single last one of you guys. We're 2 weeks in now, nearly coming up to week 3 on Thursday night, so exciting times, and we'll see what happens next. But guys, again, as I said, thank you so much for watching. I'll actually close it off now, but I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy, and staying positive out there. Make sure that you're being kind to one another, but in the meantime, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Do all of that stuff. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.